Ready, set, action! Shawnee Mission students team up with Bridging the Gap to create a public service announcement about the importance of clean water. Save the date! Students and teachers take time to celebrate a once-in-a-lifetime event. A high school student takes on a woodworking project of nautical proportions, and the Nelson-Atkins Museum teaches Shawnee Mission students how to be Kid Curators. It's all ahead on this episode of Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. Welcome to Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. I'm your host, Leanne Neal. Keeping our waterways nice and clean is the focus of a public service announcement created by members of the Bobcat Service Club at Brookridge Elementary.
So we get to do a special project today to try and teach other people how to keep our water nice and clean.
The students met for 3 sessions with Kate Becker from Bridging the Gap to learn why clean water is an important issue and then to craft their PSA.
What we're building right now is our watershed, and what we're going to do is observe everything that happens and try and use that to try and guess what a watershed is, okay? And what I need each of you to do is to take your blue piece of paper, which are actually raindrops, and we need the raindrops to fall in the watershed. So this is the ground, and the high points are the high parts of our neighborhood, like the hills that are really high. So anything that falls in the watershed ends up in a creek or a storm drain or anything like that. And then the storm drains all empty into one body of water or one creek. Today the goal was to help the kids understand that they're connected to the broader community. And we used the idea of a watershed to help get that point across. In a watershed, all the drops of water that fall within that area end up in the same river or creek or stream. And all of the watersheds are connected. So about half of the United States ends up draining into the Gulf of Mexico, and because of the pollution from all those different areas, Gulf of Mexico really struggles because of the accumulation of the pollution. What I want you to get, the concept, is that whatever happens to someone upstream of us, you know, where the Missouri water comes from, anything that they put in that water has to get cleaned out of our water before we can drink it. So once the kids had that concept, then we tried to move from there to the idea of the physical things that they do, the behaviors that they have that impact the water quality. And so they got to see the water and put all their pollution into it and enjoy how gross that was, to really get the visual of what impact pollution can have on them and the broader community.
Now that the students understood the problem, it was time to brainstorm the best way to share it with the community.
So I need you to use your marshmallow-powered brains to come up with some great ideas, because what we need to do is realize how we can take what we learned today and turn it into a video.
We came up with a funny thing about Uncle Sam and littering. Uncle Sam and littering?
Yeah. So he might be involved in teaching people not to?
Yes.
That sounds like a great idea.
Our group's idea is that making the video funny and weird and remembering to pick up your dog's waste.
So we have 3 things that we really want to remember.
Meeting number 2 began with a quick review. Then it was down to business with a first read-through of the proposed PSA script, focusing on proper disposal of pet waste.
Do your duty, or something like that, kind of the Uncle Sam idea, yeah, like that.
After that, it was rehearsal time for the actors and prop and poster making time for the artists.
It's really fun, and we got to choose what we actually wanted to do.
I think it's really exciting. I've never been in an actual play that's going to be like in the public, like all over. It's really exciting.
Guys, are we
you need to take a farther step back when you're off camera.
On production day, 2 Shawnee Mission South students joined the project, assisting a crew from Shawnee Mission District Productions.
We helped them film and kind of helped them with props and getting things up so the video could be, you know, the best it could be and kind of get it out there for people to see. I think they did really great. It's hard being in front of a camera, but they had fun, and I think they really are interested in this, and that, you know, to see them want to be involved with this kind of stuff at such a young age is really interesting to see, and to be kind of not only just with the environment, but then also being with the video and kind of getting it out there, that's just really impressive.
We're the Duty Doos!
For the elementary students, it was a great chance to see some behind-the-scenes aspects of video production.
I thought it was a really great idea, and I thought everything was just wonderful that the kids this young were getting involved with the environment already. I felt that it went really good, even though there were some shots that we had to redo. The kids were really cooperative, and for everything going as smoothly as it did in the short amount of time we had, it was a really good success.
Great work, Bobcats. Thanks for helping make us more environmentally aware. You can check out the Students' Public Service announcement on our website at smsd.org. Select the Community tab, then click on SMTV and look for the PSA section. You can also check out the Students' Public Service announcement at bridgingthegap.org/do-your-duty. Up next, these Shawnee Mission students are ready to party like it's, well, you'll find out. Plus, the ambitious woodworking project that's keeping a Shawnee Mission senior very busy. That and more when Spotlight on Shawnee Mission returns.
Hi, I'm Olivia, and I read the book Turtle in Paradise by Jennifer Holm. Turtle is smart and tough for an 11-year-old girl. She realizes that life doesn't always have happy endings like in the movies. She needs a lot of strength and courage when her mother suddenly sends her to live with her aunt and 3 cousins that she's never even met in Key West, Florida. While in Key West, Turtle realizes the importance of family and learns to love a grandmother that she thought was deceased. At her grandmother's house, she finds an old pirate's treasure map in her piano and goes looking for it with her 3 cousins. On the island looking for the pirate's treasure, she gets stuck in a hurricane. Will Turtle ever be rescued? Will she discover buried treasure? Will she ever see her mother again? You'll have to read the book to find out. I rate this book 5 out of 5 stars for its adventurous plot and loving theme. It's a book that you'll never want to put down.
Welcome back. Some events happen once a year. Others maybe once in a lifetime. But students at Trailwood Elementary recently took time to commemorate something that happens just once in a century.
Let's get warmed up by jumping 12 times. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3.
Students in Diana Seaman's class arrived on this very special Wednesday, ready to, as one student's shirt stated, party like it's 12-12-12.
It's 12-12-12, and it's not going to happen in like 1,000 years.
Well, last year on 11-11-11, my son was very into it, and we had a big party at our house. So I thought this year we need to bring it to the classroom and have the fun in school.
The second graders spent their afternoon doing all sorts of educational activities centered on the number of the day. Or, as Lydia succinctly puts it,
we're just doing a lot of 12 stuff.
At one station, they measured items around the classroom using a ruler.
We're measuring 12 things with 1 foot.
We came up with measuring because there's 12 inches on a ruler, and adding and finding patterns on the hundreds chart based on the multiples of 12, and the 12 days of whatever, their birthday, or 12 days of Star Wars. We also have a 12-piece times 12-piece snack. So 5 different stations.
What are the numbers?
Let me see what I get.
Add them up.
At another station, students practiced their addition skills using dice and playing cards.
It's a math skill building, and they're working on aspects of 12 and having a great time doing it, not realizing they're doing math. It's a lot of fun for them.
Several students wore shirts they had made to celebrate the number of the day.
The kids are having a blast. Any sorts of activities and where there's just different than the usual day where they're still learning, they have a great time. The school is so great. There's so many creative, wonderful teachers that do so many neat activities. The kids just have a great time. It's a lot of learning, a lot of good stuff going on here at Trailwood.
At Shawnee Elementary, 6th graders Gilbert and Lancey Cordes had even more reason to celebrate 12-12-12 because it also happened to be the twins' 12th birthday. Each year, the district's Research and Development Forum features some amazing woodworking projects crafted by Shawnee Mission students. This year, a Shawnee Mission Northwest senior is hoping to turn some heads with his ambitious nautical entry.
Right here we have our stem and chine blocking that runs along the seam between the side and bottom. And up here is our main junction at the bow where all the pieces kind of come together, and it's a real critical point for the boat because if it's not sound here, it really makes it structurally unsound.
Woodworking student Elliot Alpert has taken on a whale of a project, building a 16-foot mahogany boat in the shop at Shawnee Mission Northwest.
Voila! This particular plan is called the Mahogany Malahini, which is a kind of combination between an inboard-outboard runabout with an outboard motor. So it's a hefty project.
I was home this summer checking my email. I got an email from Elliot that said, I know what I want to do this year for my project. Here's a link. So I clicked on the link and it opened up and it was this beautiful wooden boat and I just burst out laughing. I said, if anybody could do it, Elliot could do it.
Elliot's taken on complicated projects before, but nothing of this scope.
I've made a grandfather clock and a table, which is kind of, it's put the two projects combined and it doesn't sum up to this. It's really a large-scale project with a large volume, large magnitude, everything's bigger, there's more screws, more epoxy, more doing of everything.
He's learned so many different things, and he's done such an excellent job using lots of new tools, and we consult frequently every day before he gets started, and then as he hits a snag, we talk about what's going on, but he's the genius behind this.
With such an ambitious project in the works, Elliot is glad to get a little help now and then from some of his woodworking classmates.
Well, right now we're working on mainly like the plywood and the shell for the actual boat, and we're hoping to get the fiberglass and the paint on the shell by winter break. If we have the shell like completely done by winter break, that'd be awesome. We really have the time we needed to complete the project.
Well, in my experience, I've never seen anything like this. It is much more detailed, much more involved, and at a whole different skill level than I've seen before. And I think our district, across the board, does incredible projects.
Elliot plans to enter the boat in the district's Research and Development Forum. Last year, his table and chair project was highlighted in the forum's technology showcase and received a grand award. Going to the Nelson-Atkins Museum will have special meaning for some Shawnee Mission students. Up next, find out how they're making a traveling exhibit more kid-friendly.
And I read the book Moon Over Manifest by Claire Vanderpool. It is 1936 and Abeline's father just got a new job working on the railroad. But Abeline can't help but feel abandoned when her father sends her on a train straight to Manifest, Kansas, his hometown, to live with an old friend. When Abeline steps off the train, she sees a sign that her father had told her about. Manifest, a town with a rich past and a bright future. But she is disappointed to find that all that is left is Manifest, a town with a past. Abeline tries to make the best of her situation and quickly makes two new friends. But when she's trying to find out more about her father's past, she finds a box of trinkets and letters and starts to reveal a different mystery about a so-called spy, the Rattler. Will Abilene listen to the warnings to stop snooping around in the Rattler's business? Is her life in danger? Will she ever piece together the mystery of the Old Town Manifest? Read Moon Over Manifest to find out. I rate this book 5 out of 5 stars because it never failed to excite me. Check it out today.
Welcome back. Imagine seeing your work on display at the Nelson-Atkins Museum of Art. That's exactly what's happening for 3rd and 5th graders at Shawnee Elementary.
We're really excited that you're here. As I told you before, Terry Evans has been to see the exhibition many times, and her favorite part of the exhibition is looking at the pictures that were taken by the students.
This isn't a typical field trip to the Nelson. These students have a special reason to explore the Terry Evans photography exhibit because they're part of it. Pictures that the students took around their school are featured in the exhibition.
Students are learning how to observe by taking their own photos, like Terry Evans does, and listing the things that are there and trying to come up with, what is the story for that.
It looks like it's raining.
Looks like it could be raining. What do you see that makes you think it might be raining?
Since the beginning of school, these students have been working on a special partnership with the Nelson.
What's going on is we have the Nelson-Atkins Museum coming in. The head of educational services comes in and teaches, partners with some retired Shawnee Mission teachers, as well as a classroom teacher. And it's a partnership, a 3-way partnership on advocating for students with Common Core and through the fine arts.
What was the temperature on 9/18? Anybody write that down?
Using science skills of observation and investigation, students use digital cameras to explore the world around them in new and different ways, just like professional photographer Terry Evans.
They're taking pictures outside, mostly in their garden area and the landscape around their school, so we're kind of limited because you can't go wandering off somewhere. But it's, Terry Evans, when Terry Evans looked at the exhibition, that was her favorite part of the exhibition.
I think they're really gaining the ability to look at things in a different way than they've ever looked. Look carefully, look for things you're not expecting, and then being able to actually verbalize that and then to put it in writing that really goes more with the Common Core instead of just looking and saying, well, that's a glass. They look for every aspect of it. And I think it's extremely special for these students that haven't had very many opportunities to come here, to be at a museum, or to study an artist in depth. Even the use of a digital camera to learn how to use that and do all the things that you could do with that, with a picture that was theirs, was just a unique experience too.
It's very cool that we get to have our pictures up in the museum because that way the whole Kansas City can see it when they get there. And luckily I have a free pass that I can go and show my mom.
A great opportunity, but this is just phase 1 of these students' involvement.
They're working with 2 different exhibitions. One's the Terry Evans, where they're taking the photographs and studying change over time, and then they got to go down and see their photographs in her exhibition and see her exhibition. And then currently we're working on the labels for the Gilman exhibition, where they're writing kid-friendly labels for works of art that is Diego Rivera, Frida Kahlo, and Mexican contemporary artists from the Gilman collection.
Back in the classroom, there was more work to be done, this time in language arts.
So the first thing we do, friends, is write the main idea. The first thing we do is write the main idea. And then we add some supporting ideas and details.
Using their sharpened skills of observation, the students were asked to describe some works of art in a more detailed way, just as a museum curator would.
I see a man with a lineup haircut who is scared and you can read the rest.
Appears to be in trouble. He has his hands across his chest to protect himself from this dark place.
The students will use these detailed descriptions to craft their own captions for each work of art in the Gelman exhibition.
So their labels will be up. There'll be a curatorial label done by a curator, and then their labels will be right below that. So you'll see the kid-friendly label and then the curator label. I think they've done a wonderful job. And the great thing about it is the kids are so engaged. And that's the great, I mean, they are connecting to the art like they have never connected before, which I think is the thing that we're trying to show.
It's a dream project. Couldn't ask for anything better. It's so rewarding to see these kids get so excited about something so small, but it's also from the staff saying that these 50 minutes are probably their best 50 minutes of the entire week. And so it's a thank you to the Nelson-Atkins Museum of Art.
The Gelman exhibit, featuring masterpieces by Mexican artists and Shawanoe students' kid-friendly captions, will be at the Nelson from May 25th to August 18th. That's all the time we have for this episode of Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. Join us again as we continue to feature the programs and people of Shawnee Mission who are helping guide students to success. Thank you for watching.